was not mentioned, but I don't know. I had dyslexia. Yeah. Exactly. So you're neurodivergent. So you are not neurotypical. I have high functioning autism. My brain works differently to a normal person. I can answer questions if you want. I personally just think differently to others, almost outside the box. Yeah, like I for one cannot discuss what it's like to be neurotypical. Yeah. I mean, like I know it's been said there's a lot of similarities between people with autism and people with ADHD. So I'm sure got a lot of things in common as far as how our brains work and how it works differently than normal people's. But I don't know what it is, if there's just way more neurodivergent people than society would like you to believe, or if just um, neurodivergent people tend to associate with other neurodivergent people, but everyone I know is neurodivergent. So that's why I ask. Anyone neurotypical? Because I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what that's like. I've never been diagnosed, but I've also never been checked. Yeah, a lot, and like a lot of those things can be hard to diagnose sometimes. Like I said, like I've only been diagnosed with ADHD very recently. Um, I went my whole life thinking like, oh, I'm just like this. No, you got some things happening with your brain chemicals that are different. No one can tell I have autism unless I get touched. Big no. Then I freak out. Yeah. I know some people that are like that, where it's just like, like people can't tell. Like it's just like, I don't know. I hate that. Like, yeah, people think you can be able to tell other people's mental things, but you know what I mean. Like, there's people I know that like people wouldn't assume that they have autism. I do get very quickly overstimulated, especially when I'm stressed. Yeah. You know what? Like, random things will overstimulate me. Like, lots of voices talking at once really overstimulates me. Like, I don't have any issues being in public, but if I'm in like a loud restaurant where a lot of different people are talking and you can hear them all, that makes me tired. Like, I just will fall asleep. And I thought it was just an issue, like I was like a kid, like that doesn't want to be in a restaurant and just wants to go home. But even as an adult, that will like make me really sleepy. Which is weird because I don't usually get sleepy. Like, I don't nap. I don't usually feel tired during the day. But as soon as you put me in a restaurant that's really loud, or just any like venue that's like super loud, where it's just like voices, it's not like music, or it's just voices, I'm so sleepy. But I'm realizing that actually a lot of people deal with overstimulation. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that like that are hard to diagnose and hard to like recognize. unless you're really, really looking for it. And especially like with ADHD in girls, like it's a bit harder to diagnose, um, or it's just underdiagnosed typically, and it's like if you're not diagnosed as a child, it's kind of like hard to like recognize that as an adult. Like, oh, this is what that is, you know? And then like now that I've like been diagnosed and have talked to other people with ADHD, it's like, how did I go my entire life thinking, like, not thinking I didn't have ADHD, you know? Like, how did I think that I just live like this, you know? And that's fine. And that's how everyone else lives. Like, it's not. I'm the same way, but it can be with sounds, like a lot of different sounds. Like when I go to bed, I play 3 videos and music. And I'm like, okay, I'm sleepy. Or not really sleepy, more so comfortable. I don't know how to describe